Here we
Hey,
go.
so
Hello and welcome back to Remembering Tuscola webcast. I'm David Porter and here with Mike Carroll and Bill Englehardt. We had Becky last week. We fired her, and
she's depressed. Are you depressed, Becky?
She's depressed. It was
well, we couldn't. The
I
ratings.
told her she did a great job, and here you dumped her for Bill.
yeah.
She did do a great job. The ratings went up so high we couldn't sustain it.
There you go. I knew something would happen like that.
So we need you to drag us back down.
Well,
it's like a balloon. It's like a
it'll
balloon.
be like a
balloon.
we'll bottom out here. A
you're the-
bottom feeder.
You're the ballast. You're the
Yeah.
bottom feeding ballast.
I checked the numbers. The pictures that we post on Facebook last week had 1,900 views.
Yeah, that's because of Andrea Engelhardt in a bathing suit. Andrea Engelhardt
That'll do it every time.
in a bikini.
This week,
That's
the
a
pictures
bikini.
have been.
Oh.
This week, I just posted yesterday, and we're already over 1,400 views.
Yeah.
Well, let's see them. I'm anxious.
Well, what do Bill and I draw about? 80 people, loyal people,
Oh,
70.
100. So I don't know. I have to check.
Yeah. Where did 1,300 go?
Well, those were just the pictures on Facebook.
See, Bill's always thought you should introduce the pictures as you talk to us, then that'll get us up to 1,400.
Oh, they would.
Well,
Well,
I put you on there.
Maybe not.
That's
There
Warren.
she is.
There's Warren Huckabee. Wait a minute. I got to move the
Here's what I want to know.
just a second.
Who is the gal in the two-piece?
Well, ask Andrea.
I actually recognized her, which you got to admit was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Now, we had this picture on last week, but Bill wasn't here. So
I know Bill's since seen it.
I saw it. Daughter-in-law showed it to me. And if I want to, those were 65 pictures, 1965.
Right.
yeah.
Football team was out exercising. So that
Summer
Andrea
of-
would have just turned or was going to turn 16.
The summer of 65.
But I don't know who the girl is next to her, nor do I know the one laying down.
Well, this one didn't bother to get her hair. Now
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
that's when she was
When she was
either-
what? Be careful.
gonna be 16, I believe, or had turned 16
Well, she had to
because
be
she
more.
must have driven to the pool.
She's in her
Well, what-
junior year. Born 16, isn't she?
I was going to say, wasn't she class of 66?
67.
67.
She was 67. Okay.
She was 67.
So, I mean, she's going into her junior year. We get 16 our sophomore year, don't we?
Let's see. Yeah,
So she's going on to 17.
Yeah.
no, it's actually 16 in this picture. She's born in 49.
You said she's going to be 16.
She's going to be 16. She was either 16 or going to be 16. It was July. Is this July? We don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the
Sure.
envelope said September,
it-
but I don't think it's September because they're at the pool.
Well, we had a warm Christmas that year.
So it might have been August.
We had a warm Christmas that year. No, it was a football was just starting. I think it was July or August.
Yeah, I think
July.
it's July or August. So
David did say August. We got to
yeah,
give him that.
that's a nice picture of her.
Yeah.
You know this guy.
That web hole.
Swib Hole.
Web hole. Wibber. The old Wibber.
I don't know if you know anyone in the audience.
No, I was looking at the folks sitting down. But I don't know.
Same event, but I don't know. I
There's
don't know
Bill
who the
Cook.
guy
Bill
is.
Cook with glasses
The guy with
on.
glasses, Bill Cook.
It almost looks like George Hillard in the back.
George Hiller in the back. Looks like Tim Poling, maybe. This is Aldridge. Who's this guy? Come on, I should know him.
I don't know. It's not Gordy.
No.
Truth be known, we'd probably know who that little girl is at some point.
Yeah.
It's what is that? A record player?
Yeah,
Yeah.
plays 45 and 78.
Arvia. We used to have one of those.
Now she's a teacher.
That's not Mrs. Hall, I don't think, or Carolyn Hall.
I don't have any names on this one, so no one has chimed
Who
in.
responded? Nice shot.
Yeah.
Looks like we got Gilligan in the back here.
Well, I thought I recognized him for a second. But I'm not-
Popular show.
Yeah.
Sailor cap on.
Especially Anita Louise.
Bob knew how to take pictures.
Yeah. A little
Well, it
more.
looks like these might be judges of
Miss
like
Tuscola.
a Miss Tuscola contest or something.
And they try to get people out of town
Yeah,
unbiased.
so they're probably not local.
Now, one judge was big on hats. So if you didn't wear a hat, you weren't going to win. Mike Kyle. Mike Kyle, great singer. My sister's class of 63. Either that or he's trying to catch a frisbee coming in. Mike was tackle. My sophomore year, he was a senior tackle. Married Marianne Parrish, lived at Sunset Drive, wound up in Decatur, occupational therapist, I believe.
Long retired, I'm sure.
Nice guy, sweet guy.
He was a nice boy.
He almost was not mean enough to be a tackle for Bukovich. He was so nice.
Oh, his brother was mean.
His brother was mean, his older brother, Steve.
A lot of comments on this picture.
I bet there were.
There's those same judges again.
Yeah.
Now, Daryl Price says that is Mrs. Kissinger. I don't know which one.
On the left, that's Mrs. Okay, now we got her. Mrs. Kissinger.
And Maureen Deaver says, I think the woman on the left was a teacher at the high school. She was our first choir director after Mrs. Van Voorhees left, and her husband directed the band. Her father-in-law directed the Purdue band.
Well, her father-in-law actually did the Illinois band.
Did he?
U of I. Remember Kissinger at the U of I?
Really?
There was I'm pretty sure. I'm putting about a 57% thing I'm right.
That's pretty close.
Okay.
I remember when he left and went to Purdue.
Well, I think his dad was the U of I's director back in the.
Oh, his dad.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think his dad. I could be wrong.
Any clue on the people in the background?
Like Hop Connor on the right, but I don't know.
I don't think
cleaned
it's
up
Hop.
pretty good.
Don't
Yeah,
think it's
Hop.
No, I'm not.
I just like saying Hop Connor, so I'll just
Yeah.
say his name whenever I can.
Actually, a lady on the right with the glasses looks familiar.
That's
too.
not Hop Connor though.
No, that's not Hop.
Is that Judy Froman?
That's
on the
Judy
left,
Froman.
and on the right, Judy Froman.
Bechtel?
Maybe Dottie Bechtel.
Dottie Bechtel?
Or I don't think that's Knapp. Is it Brenda Knapp?
I don't think so. What's she doing with that thing on her head? That's
Well,
what they're
there's-
laughing about.
There was a hat thing back then, I think.
Yeah, Carol Chambers says Judy Froman and Dottie Bechtel,
Oh, we got it right.
but
Yeah.
you should know the woman on the far right too.
We're trying to get to her. We got this thing here.
That's Blanche Weatherford.
Yeah. That's Al Weatherford's wife,
That's Bruce Weatherford's mother.
right? And holding young Brucey. No, I'm just kidding. Bruce graduated about 63, didn't he? 62 or 3?
Oh no, he was. He would have been around 60, somewhere in that
No,
neighborhood.
later than that. I'll have to go get my annual.
There's
Yeah.
some debate as to who's on her lap. Christina Wynn
Harriet,
says she thinks it's Julie Weatherford Snyder.
Well, Harriet was your class, so it wouldn't be Harriet.
Harriet, no, it wouldn't be. I was thinking of Harriet and what the connection was, because that's Blanche.
Well, you got out of that one pretty good, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Vicky
have to-
Mowry says it looks like either the back of Gene or David's head sitting in the chair to the left. So
Oh, that's good.
that's
That's
the weather.
his legs
Weatherford
over here
there.
look like Sharon Copeland. No, I don't know who that is.
No, the kid in the.
I know, but how do you do the back of the head?
Yeah,
That-
well, I know. Sometimes you guys get people from the back of their head.
On the dress over there is Blanche Flume. Is that dress? She wore a dress like that.
She did. Who did they say sitting on Mrs. Weatherford's lap?
Snyder.
There's some debate, but
Is-
Christina Wynn thinks it's Julie Weatherford Snyder.
You know,
So
That's pretty hard to do. Of
That
course,
is
we
hard.
got this picture cut.
hey, we got the two girls. We were lucky to get
Well, I thought we
Judy
did well.
Froman and
oh, you
Emma.
got you got Blanche.
We got three of them.
We got three of them.
I've seen these girls before.
Now these look familiar. I
Yeah.
think that's Mrs. Kissinger in the middle.
I agree with that.
Those
Yeah.
judges again.
I second that emotion. Becky, you want to stop and look at these? Becky ran up for Dottie Bechtel. Becky talked to Dottie Bechtel just at homecoming in October, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Had a good talk with her. She married Francis Browning from her class.
Is Becky coming out?
No, she's here temporarily. She's still mad that you
Yeah.
fired her.
I've
Yeah.
been replaced. Hang on.
Hang on, Sloopy.
Hang on.
So shabby.
Am I supposed to go back to this one?
Oh,
No, go forward.
No, she's done. She's done with you.
Okay. She's done with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
That is. Well, that back there is Barb Nuccio, upper left-hand corner. With short hair is Barb
That
Nuccio.
looks like Karen Wynn.
I
What
can't-
would she be doing here?
no, okay,
I've
Houseman.
got quite a few names on this one. But some of it's speculation, but I'll let you
I
guys.
think Barb Nuccio, maybe Marianne Parrish. That the Waldrop girl?
Oh, no, I don't think so. But, okay, give us a couple. That'd be fun.
Okay. Marcy Shoemaker says Barb Burns question mark, Steve Cruzan question mark, Waldrop girls,
That might be.
That's the Waldrop girl in the upper right.
Kirsty Townsend, maybe Rusty Harsh waving. Nancy Harsh said maybe, but I was thinking Daryl Rich. And Lisa Weber says Steve Cruzan, two more to the left, question mark. John always says, looks like Kevin Breen leaning on one elbow, front left row, second from right. And the left of him, Greg Weaver, leaning on both elbows, question mark.
Huh.
And Daryl Rich said Mike Owe middle in the white t-shirt. And John always says not Mike Owe in the t-shirt. He was born 2 years after Chris, Greg, and Kevin. The kid in the T is much older. And Cynthia Stevens says, could that be Dave Bozarth, far left, third back?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And Robbie Kleiss says, I know it's not, but the kid in the checkered shirt looks like Shane Ring, but way before his time. So those are the comments.
Right over the top of the person identified in the checkered shirt as Shane Ring is Barb Nuccio.
Mm-hmm.
And you go down that row, I think it's Marianne Parrish, go down that row a little more, and then you get to the Waldrop girl down here.
Mm-hmm. Vicky Waldrop? I can't
I
remember.
think that is, who?
I don't know.
I don't know, but we did get an idea on the person at the piano. From the back of their head.
Who is it?
Maureen Deaver says that's Candy Taylor at the piano.
Could be,
She thinks.
could be.
Possibly she used to wear her hair up some. Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
we got them all.
On the right, far right, that's the Armstrong girl.
Ann or
Then-
Nell Nunn.
And then the nun, and then Harriet Weatherford, then another nun, sister. And then, God, that looks like Cindy Thody.
And then
I don't know. And then
Smith, Paula Smith.
Yes, that'd be Paula. And then I don't know the little girl, younger girl.
Extra points if you know which nun is which.
On the right is Ann, and the left is Nell.
What were they
Well,
doing? What are these
Could
outfits?
be.
They're baton twirlers.
Oh, I see.
They're the baton group.
Okay.
And there they are batoning.
There they are again.
Well, the big crowd pictures are tough to pick out.
Boy, they are. Sad boy.
Oh, wait, there's my cousin, Kathy Carroll.
Think that's Kathy?
Yeah, looks like it. Would have been about right. What year is this, by the way? 60.
These are all from that 1965 envelope.
Huh.
Oh, that'd be her senior year, or yeah, she'd be going into her. Yeah, that's summer '65. That'd be her
Mhm.
senior year. That's her. Oh boy,
Doc
Chris Hill.
Gailey in the back.
Is that Chris Hill?
No, I don't think so.
Marcus, you made it to Doc Gailey and Vince in back.
That's his little head right there.
Mhm. So some of these kids look about 7, 8 years old. So that means they
70.
were born in about 57.
Class of 75,
So it'd be about the class of 75.
74, 75.
Jerry and John Stonecipher said, asked Terry Hornaday, the little girl, you can only see about half of her face. Is that you? And Terry says, comment about the eyes, but not sure.
Guy's back here by, I don't know, that looks like Jim Cox to me.
Well, and that's Harry German. Is that Harry German?
Not for sure. That girl there was a Cromwell, wasn't she?
I don't know, but I just noticed she had two eyes on either side of her. She had an eye on either side of her nose, two of them. That's what I look for, two eyes. One left of the nose, one right of the nose.
I think the eyes they're commenting about is this girl toward the right, rolling her eyes,
These things.
just looking up.
We're on that haystack. I don't know where we are. There's Gene. Is that Gene Carpenter?
No. Mr. Anderson? I don't know.
No. Clothing store. Would that be Smith's or Matinee? Where is that? I thought it might have been Carpenter's.
I'm not saying it's not Carpenter's, but I have no idea who this guy is.
But Gene didn't wear glasses.
No.
Bob
that's not-
Beasley thought it was, but then thought he was wrong. Chubb Connor thought it was Doc Baker.
Oh, you know what? Morris Baker? Yeah.
the optometrist.
He had a shop right next to Carpenter's,
Yeah,
didn't he?
he did. His eyes, he was an optometrist.
Yeah, and he couldn't see anything.
Nice fellow.
Morris Baker's a good guy. I do think it's Carps.
No.
No, the store, you don't think
Oh,
that's,
the store, it might be. Might be.
could be Smith's, could be Mitchell's, but didn't he have a shop right to the north of Carpenter's, right across the
Yes,
alley?
yes, right that little space.
Right, so he could be helping Gene.
No.
Or he could just be in there trying to get a shirt for a deal, good deal on a shirt.
He went to the Presbyterian Church.
Well, they always wear that hat.
Yeah.
Now, there we
Now
go.
there's Gene
There's
Carpenter.
Gene Carpenter.
And that's Jane and Tracy's daughter, Becky. And,
Who worked for him?
well, mom and dad worked for him.
But that's not your mom.
No, oh, no. I don't know who that is.
This
It's
old,
not Sadie Beasley and it's not Dort Sterrett.
this old-fashioned day.
Yeah, this old fashioned days.
Gene Carpenter is one of the top guys you ever want to know in life.
Yep.
Was he a POW?
Mhm.
World War II?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Same birthday as me.
Well, he looks older than you. I mean, come on, you're a senior. Now we go. Now
Oh,
we're in the
Here we
drugstore.
are. Where are we?
I think we're in the drugstore next door.
There's hosiery down there. Well,
Oh, that
that's,
could be Anderson's. Yeah, this could be the
I don't know.
old Five and Dime. I don't know. Could be the drugstore too.
They sell bras in the drugstore?
Well, that's where I
Down there
bought
at
mine.
It's,
Any names?
no, don't have any names on that one. Where you get them now, Mike?
What? I order them online. Oh, there's Warren Smith and Ann Curley on the right. Homecoming Queen, 1965.
She was a pretty girl.
She's
Nice
beautiful.
girl.
Marcy
Nice.
Shoemaker says John Smith.
That is John. Who said
Yeah,
Warren? Did you
who
say
said
Warren?
Yeah, Warren
Warren
was
was
my
brother.
neighbor. Doesn't look like Warren.
John and Warren were brothers.
Ann Curley. I
Nice
wonder where
guy.
she ever ended up.
Well, did she marry Wright?
Jerry Wright.
Jerry Wright?
By the way, that's a mannequin back there in the background.
well, we hope it is because it's not breathing.
Joyce Lewis thinks the middle is Lorraine Ron. And Donna
John.
Braden.
John and Warren were twins. That's why I missed it.
Donna Braden says Ann Searly.
Curley.
Curly.
CEARLY.
Cearly. How do you pronounce it?
Curley.
Did you ever date her?
Uh,
Once?
Talk to you later.
I don't know if she's
Yeah, she was the homecoming queen. Lonnie Von Lincoln was the king in 65. She's not sure. She had a younger brother, Ed, who we think Beck and
Was in
I
a picture
is in a picture of the band.
with the trumpet or something, wasn't he?
Little-
Trombone.
Little heavy set guy,
Uh-huh. Very short.
black glasses, little Ed Curley. Warren would later join John in their stores. Smith Shoes and Matinees would merge. Oh, there we go. Now that looks like the Warders. Is that Clarence or one of the Warders? Francis or Clarence?
Boy, I'll tell you what.
I think that's that Francis.
I know who you're saying, Francis Waters. It's not Clarence. Steve's dad, no. You got a name? Names?
A nickel?
just in the back with the guy with the little girl. Becky Dallas Campus says that's her with her dad, Seth Dallas.
Wow.
that's
What a
Seth.
picture.
Wow, that's Seth.
Seth is my mother's cousin.
Seth, my dad and Seth were best of buddies. And Dad would even drive down to St. Louis with him to pick up the flour and dough and all the stuff for Dixie Cream Donuts. Of course, he also got free donuts.
Yeah.
So he would do about anything for
No,
Seth.
he would, yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot for a free donut.
Yeah, Seth was a great guy. Don't know who the girl is. There's Jean again. Now let's see if we can get. There's Dot Starrett.
Yeah.
Dot Starrett in the middle.
Dorothy Hausman Starrett. I should know that woman in the middle, but I don't. And the lady on the left is not Sadie Beasley.
A little bit like her, just a little, but it's not.
Sue Cook Carter says it's her grandmother, Pauline Cook, first on the left.
Cook. Okay. I remember the name. Oh, that's Betty Carlson in the middle.
Mhm.
Look back there at the antenna on that, I think.
Yeah, I'm going back. Was that 64 Chevy?
Something like that. This is about a 63
Pontiac.
Oldsmobile.
Olds or Pontiac?
Yeah, Ozark Pontiac. O's like
Marcy
that.
Shoemaker thinks it's Norma Ron on the left.
Yeah, could be.
Could be.
Now, the woman on the right looks familiar to me, but I couldn't give you a name.
They're probably related, distant.
Probably a Dallas.
Well, looks like maybe someone who went to my church as a kid.
Mhm.
Of course, these pictures were taken. I was less than a year old when these pictures were taken.
Down at the old fair. Do you have a name?
Randy Lewis on the left.
Okay.
Like Steve. Is that Gaylord Swihart in the middle?
No, we know this guy.
Is that Gaylord?
No,
Okay.
but we know who that is.
Is that Oliver Glenn?
No. But I've seen him. I've seen him. Golly.
Does it count if we've seen him? Especially if we've seen him.
You see
Oh,
him?
that's hard to do.
I still think it looks like Gaylord Swihart in the middle. Got any names?
Not on this one. I was reading ahead on the next. I don't have any names on this one either.
That's Carpenter.
Now that's Sadie Beasley
On
in
the
the
left,
background.
on the
Yeah.
left. And that's still Carpenter's.
Yeah, it's still Carpenter's.
There's a store where you could buy a baby. That's the Farm Bureau, I think.
I got some names on this one.
Who worked at the Farm Bureau back then? I'm guessing that's the Farm Bureau. Maybe it's not. Go ahead. Oh, wait. On the right, is that, oh gosh. Neil Statzer? Is that Statzer on the right?
No,
Glenn?
Lynn.
no.
No.
Short hair, same smile.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that Lynn in the
On
middle?
the right is Marie Shook.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The baby in the middle is my classmate, Dawn Benson Scatterday. And that's her mom, Bessie, on the left.
Yeah.
Bessie
Marie Shook.
Benson.
Her daughter was Jeree Shook, married
John
John
Stonecipher.
Stonecipher, one of the Stonecipher twins. Just saw him at Mexican place a couple weeks ago. Of course, Bill and I knew Jack
Shook.
Shook. He used to work up at the U of I, and in the summers he'd work out at the golf course.
Mhm.
Oh, Jack, good old Jack.
Work at the skating rink.
And in the summer, in the winter, they go to the skating rink, hockey
Mhm.
rink.
Jack worked for Ron Thompson at the garage too.
Before he went to
Yeah,
U of I. Yeah,
U of I.
U of I gig was his best. He got benefits at the U of I.
The old mobile station, cattywampus from
Yeah,
Waddington.
yeah, right across from Linda Warren
Mhm.
Carroll. Great shot.
She's not very old in that picture.
No,
I'd say she's about 12.
Yeah. Maybe not even 12 months, I don't think.
so that's how old you would have been because she's in your class.
She's just had her birthday. She's a month and a half older than me. And of
Jeree
course,
Shook. I forgot she worked.
her older brother is Boyd Henderson. Bessie,
Mrs. Benson's. Yeah.
yeah, Bessie Boyd's was Boyd Bessie Benson was Boyd Henderson's mom.
They're having a good time, aren't they?
According to Marcy, the boy is Tony Martin.
These are all Marcy's classmates, I think. These are all 74. A lot of these kids are right around Marcy.
Back, she says, looks like Cliff Kleiss.
Oh,
Well, that's good.
that's good.
Marcy's going to be most valuable player this week.
I hope not.
That is Lynette. Oh, you go. I thought you had another one. What happened to the single one? Next one?
I accidentally jumped ahead. You'll have to wait.
I'll have to wait.
You got this one first.
These Marcy should know these people too, I'm guessing.
John always says Steve Zaboski, second from right, question mark.
Steve, who?
They play fullback for Illinois?
Andrea Huber concurs. Marcy Shoemaker says left to right.
Holy, you should know.
Sharon Baker, Deborah Sprouse, roar, question mark. Is it Reimer or Reimer? R-E-I-M-E-R.
Weimer.
Reimer.
And then question mark, question mark. And Deborah Sprouse says, yep, that's me. And David and Lori Quick says Sharon Baker, far left, question mark. Which Marcy had also, so.
These kids are all younger now, aren't
Yeah.
they? By far.
Oh, a little bit.
We were out in the barn loft.
We were out in the barn loft.
Yeah.
Lynette Lamb.
That's who that is. Yeah.
And she's now Lynette Reeder. And I remember that was the Lamb's dog. They lived down the street, about 3 houses away from where I grew up. And I remember, I almost remember the name of the dog. It was a great dog.
I was gonna say extra points if you know the dog's name.
This might put you over Marcy.
Oh, no, I'd get dizzy at that height. I do remember playing with the dog.
According
Shep.
to Ronnie Wall, the dog's name was Penny.
Well, Ronnie would know.
And Toppy Moody says that Lynette is the best quilter, bar none.
Wow.
Wow, didn't know that. Learn something every day watching this TV show.
You did.
I think maybe he just drove that car in the parade.
Yeah, they're here for the old car parade.
Trophies. It's all the trophies.
That's a nice car.
You'll know it when I tell you.
Shenneman,
No.
Duvall,
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
He's my uncle.
Seth
Well,
Dallas.
it could be about 5,000 people in
Seth-
Douglas County.
I'll just say Seth Dallas. I'll start going down the list.
He's not a Dallas.
Oh, the other side.
He's a Ron.
He married a Dallas. That is Tommy Bowles.
I'll be darned.
That's Tom.
That's Tom Bowles.
Boy, he's got about a 10 o'clock shadow there.
He drove a school
That's
bus for many
Joyce?
years. That's Joyce.
Is that his car? You need to get that car right away.
I don't know where the car came from. I don't remember that car, but again,
Shiny.
I was only a few months old.
Yeah. Tom Bowles. We should have known that.
Tom was really a good fellow, and he worked at the plant, but he also for years drove a school bus.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoyed talking to Tom.
Well, I should have recognized him too, because
So are you saying Mo Jean was a Dallas?
yeah, Mo Jean was my mom's sister.
Okay, Mo Jean Bowles. Yeah.
She had 11 brothers and sisters.
Uh-huh.
I don't have any names on this one.
Well, I think they're clearly in the parade driving the car, is my guess. Is
Could be. Some of these people could be from out
Yeah.
of town.
Out of towners.
that a Model T or A?
Can't
Wait a
read the
minute.
name.
Bill Dallas.
It does
Never
look
could.
like Dallas, but it does look like Bill Dallas, doesn't it?
Well, was that a Model T, Model A?
Well, what do these names say? Can't read the names.
Oh, he needs better photo equipment.
Yeah,
Some of that AI stuff. That
Yeah,
you
do
did.
AI.
I do a little AI on it.
Send off to the FBI lab in Quantico. Well, somebody's wearing a suit and tie out the picnic in July. Got to be a minister.
And I can't tell, is that Irvin Park or is that somewhere else?
We don't know.
Well, there's a big building in the back that doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't.
See that? That doesn't look like Irvin Park. Well,
I don't have any names on this one either.
old-fashioned days. That was a big deal in Tuscola.
But you know these people.
Oh, there's A.E.
Oh,
Clyce.
Sonny Clyce.
Sonny Clyce, and he's got, there's some kids there. There's Jimmy Clyce on the right, half his face.
Mhm.
That's, oh gosh.
I don't know. That's Joyce.
Joyce down here is, and that's Andy
Mm.
and Joyce, I think. That could be Sonny's wife right behind him.
It says, Marlena Schaefer says, Andy, Joyce, Mark, and Jim are visible.
Well, Mark's the one we didn't get. That does look like Mark.
This guy?
Yeah,
Carlos?
yeah. That's Mark.
Guess so.
Good Catholic family, a lot of kids.
Now, Marcy says Dan Kleiss in lower left.
You think it's Dan and not Andy? Huh. Well, she probably would know, but I can't tell if it's Dan or Andy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I see the bandstand back over there on the right.
Well, isn't Danny older than Jim?
No, Jim's
No.
older. Andy.
Jim's older.
Jim's the oldest.
Jim was about 69
Carlos was 71. Jim was 69.
and Danny was probably 73. 2, 3, 4.
Pretty close.
And Nancy Harsh says, that's Chris. I remember that cute dress Mom made. It had a sailor collar and little maritime nautical flags on it. We talked about that before, when back in the day when moms would make a lot of the clothes.
Who did they say that one?
Harsh.
Oh, okay.
I think that's another contestant driving an old car with his family, but
Yeah,
maybe
it could be. Some of these I don't have names for. I don't have names for this one either.
those cars are shining. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they went all out in the costumes. Okay, let's see if we can see some guys here.
Good looking gal.
I defer to you.
Clyde Barrow.
Clyde and Bonnie. Who's cooking here?
There's some speculation this was probably the 4-H pork chop. It's 4-H, it could be county kids too. Because I don't have any names on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of those old car drivers.
Like her hat. Must have picked up the pheasant on the way.
They hit her windshield and flipped right over.
Yeah. Nothing like good old Tuscola in the summertime.
Yeah.
Rubbing the sauce on the pork chops.
Mm.
Okay.
These are out of town girls.
Could be.
No.
Janice Moody said, thinks Karen Oaks on the right? Question mark.
Could be.
Mm,
The Barber Charter says, I think the girls are left to right. Teresa Kahn, Vicky question mark, Patty Morse, and question mark. Teresa, Vicky, and Patty were my classmates in Villa Grove.
I was gonna say. No, that's not Karen Oaks.
I just said it could be.
It
I'm,
could be,
I'm,
you're
I'm,
right.
I'm what's called open-minded.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that.
everyone knows it. Yeah,
I'm not dogmatic.
no, no.
There's
This
that
that
minute-
same picture or similar anyway.
Yeah.
Same.
Everybody's-
Anybody wears a
Barbecue.
suit and tie in the summer is a minister or a funeral director.
Uh-huh. You know, the guy on the very end, now that I
Mhm.
look at that looks like Virgil Ross. See here, Mike?
Mhm.
Who are those guys?
We got
Holy
it.
cow.
There we are.
Holy cow. We were just still deep into Virgil Ross, and all of a sudden we got
Woo.
one of the Dallas boys.
Oh, hey.
So how many relatives do you think you have in town right now? If you had the top of your head, 50?
I don't know. I've always said I think half the county, one way or the other.
That's more than 50 then.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because they're
Wow.
kind of
What's
spread
the
out.
population of the county? 20,000?
No, it used to be always 19 something.
Well, that's
I-
close to 20.
As state's attorney, when I was state's attorney in 76, I got paid $25,000 a year for counties under 20. So every year I kept saying, come on, 19, 100, 19, 200. I used to argue, count everybody in the trailer court, count everybody that goes by the highway. It never got to 20. I don't think it's a 20 now.
One of my cousins always said, you can't swing a dead cat in this county without hitting one of my relatives. He was on Jimmy Kimmel the other day. Did you see that?
Who? Your, who?
My cousin Bill Englehardt.
Oh, Henry was on Kimball?
He was
Really?
on Kimmel.
Was he a guest or just interviewed?
It was a clip from a news program that he had been on talking about Trump's cabinet picks.
What did he say about him? I want to hear.
About the defense pick? What did he say?
It was not positive.
Uh,
I don't-
really?
I don't
I can't
remember.
imagine.
Well, I thought Hagsteff was like a 4-star general.
So
Wait, he was National Guard. I know he's National Guard.
National Guard.
Well, you miss Henry Kissinger about now, don't you?
Diplomacy?
No, somebody brilliant.
Well, that and diplomacy.
Population of Douglas County last year was 19,629.
You still don't get a raise.
I still don't get a raise, and it's been 50 years.
So I'd
Years
say
later, we can't crack.
I've got about 10,000 relatives in the county. That'd be my guess. Because you got to figure,
I'll be darned.
aside from the fact that my mother had 11 brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
father was also from here. So like Seth Dallas was a cousin to my mother. So you've got all the kids on that's we call them donut shop Dallases because they had the donut shop. They were cousins.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I definitely contributed more money to Seth, Alice, and the clan than you did.
Yeah, the donut shop.
Probably did. Those were some good donuts.
Don't you miss the smell?
To this day, best donut in the world, including Krispy Kreme, was Dixie's Donuts.
Yep.
You want them right out of the oven, the hot donut, or the what they call them, the sinker.
Well, they
You
had
bite
snails.
you bite into the sinker and you get nothing but sugar and
Oh,
grease.
yeah.
I actually don't ever remember being in there. We would get donuts, but we would get someone would go and get them and bring them home.
Oh, God, you missed it.
No,
We
you
didn't
want to
go
get
out.
you don't want to get them when they're you don't get 'em when they're hot.
Honestly, about 4 in the morning, There
Yeah,
was nothing like it.
yeah, yeah.
Farmers used to line up on the Park Street there in their trucks, get out, come in, sit down, have coffee. They were waiting in line. But
It's a busy
remember on
place.
the side of the building, north side of the building, the big fan, the exhaust fan?
There was an exhaust fan that had about 4,000 pounds of grease dripping down the side. That, you'd park right there and you go, I'm not sure this is healthy for you.
Yeah.
It congeals into concrete.
Oh, man, it
And then you
smelled
go in
so
and get a
good.
dozen donuts and eat them.
Oh, it was great.
Best donuts in the world.
Yeah, best donuts in the
They
world.
did it right.
Super coffee. Oh, man.
I was a
And-
big fan of the bear claws.
Yeah, well, when Becky got there and started working, she imposed some discipline. I know I won't name his name. There's one guy that started bringing his own coffee because their coffee wasn't good enough. And Becky would not serve him a donut. Says, why don't you go home and get your donut wherever you get your coffee? Yeah.
Will you tell me that one later?
I will tell you that one later. Another guy would go behind there and pour his own coffee in.
I know who that was.
Yeah.
Drove
Mr.
him nuts.
Mr. Big Shot.
Mhm.
They cut him off.
Yeah.
Now, people like my dad could go back and pour coffee all day long because
Yeah.
he would actually go down and help him run this
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were some people. One of the jokes we pulled at the donut shop one day was we'd go by Mike Rogers, Doug McCumber, a bunch of us. J.C. Wilson sometimes was there. Every time we'd go get donuts or something like that, J.C. would pull out $100 bill.
Got you.
That's
I'll
all.
catch you later. big
That's all
guy.
I got. You guys
Yeah.
got anything smaller? So we bought
Yeah.
donuts for 2 years, and finally, Doug, as a favor, gave each of us a $500 bill. So we're there one day, and he pulls out his 100. So Mike Rogers and I pull out two $500 bills. That's the smallest we got, JC. He goes, USOBs.
Yeah.
We made him pay.
You'd do that at the golf course too.
Yeah, I would say everybody tried to have it. Everybody wanted a donut shop. Then he Dietrich bought that building on the highway and put in a donut shop,
Mhm.
remember?
Oh, yeah.
And pretty popular,
It was
But-
popular.
but nobody could beat
No,
Dixon.
you couldn't make donuts like that.
David, you talk about the novel you just, before the show, you talked about your novel you've written and you're thinking about publishing it.
Yeah.
And I've got an unpublished novel upstairs, wrote probably 40 years ago called Dixie Cream Dreams.
Hmm.
And it centers on a guy in there about 4 a.m, just broke up with his girlfriend, storm rolling in.
Yeah.
And it's all centered on the donut shop.
We're talking about,
It's one of the most iconic places in Tuscola in the 50s, 60s, 70s, I think.
talk about relatives. I'm one of the younger cousins because my mom was number 11 in her family. I'm number 5 in mine. So a lot of my cousins that are closer to my age are first cousins once removed. They're children of my cousins. So lots of generations there.
Oh, there's a lot of connections.
Poor Bill, how many relatives you got in the county?
Not many. Well, more than there used to be.
Not your children and grandchildren, but cousins.
No,
None.
no.
When my grandmother died, I think she had around 120 grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Not much to do at night, I guess.
And that was back in the
And your
back in the
spouse- and
70s.
you rolled over in bed, your spouse wasn't wearing one of those apnea masks.
And that was back in the 70s when she died. So there's, you add another 50 years to that, and how many more are there?
A bunch. Nathan worked in the donut shop.
Well, yeah, I remember Nathan worked there,
Yeah.
and that little girl that worked with him,
Yeah,
that he was quite fond of.
yeah,
Remember her?
yeah. Hannah.
Hannah. Yeah, you can fall in love in the donut shop.
Hey, you want to
Yeah.
do the
My dad-
webcast?
Or you could get out too.
My dad, the two places we'd always find my dad if he wasn't home and he's supposed to be was either Jake's Pool Hall, or back then it was Jim Huser's Pool Hall, or the donut shop.
Mm.
Then the truck stop opened. We had a third place to look for him.
When do you want to do the webcast next week?
Oh,
it's
Thanksgiving Day's fine with me.
Thanksgiving?
No, I'm just kidding. Day before.
Day before?
Wednesday?
God, I may have a brain surgery.
Check your
Wednesday,
schedule.
I think it is.
Are
Let's
they
see what I
putting
got.
one, Mike, are they putting one in or taking one out?
Well, they don't know.
Wait a minute. Andre does have an appointment.
They're gonna run some electricity through it and see what happens.
We've got an appointment that day.
What time?
I don't know. I can't think of it.
We could
right
do it
now.
Friday if that works out better.
I think it's in the afternoon. Friday would be okay, I think.
Well, that's Native American Heritage Day.
Uh,
Friday's okay with Becky. Is Friday okay after Thanksgiving? Oh, wait. You want to go shopping in Champaign for Black Friday, don't you? No. Becky said no. So Friday's available.
Becky, we missed you today. You would have,
We
you
couldn't
would have had
recognize
90%.
we couldn't recognize anybody, honey.
They stuck us today. David
They
just.
stuck us. David said, "I'll
You
put
did
a
all
picture
right.
in
The
their place."
county, Douglas County 4-H.
Yeah. He said,
Barbecue.
those guys are getting big in their shorts, you know. We're gonna,
You did as well as the internet.
yeah. So you want to shoot for Friday at noon?
Friday at noon, okay.
You think that's okay?
We'll see.
Well,
I think it would be. I think it would be.
temporarily, I'm gonna put, I pronounce that podcast?
You gonna have your book at the book signing on December 7th?
Well, I don't know when it's gonna be. Are you gonna have your book?
Where are you going to do it?
Yeah.
I
At the
wouldn't do that
vault.
down at the vault.
On December 7th?
Yeah, during Christmas
The day
time.
which will live in infamy.
That's
Yeah,
Christmas
well,
time.
try to read my book.
Do they still teach that in school?
Infamy?
Infamy. A day which will live.
I bet they'll start. If they don't do it.
Oh, if they don't do
I
it
bet,
now,
I
they
bet the new
better.
Secretary of Education will make them start now.
Yeah.
And if they
Amidst
don't-
wrestling.
If they don't, she'll twist them into a
She'll
pretzel.
wrestle.
Our sponsors this week are Trust Bank and Elite Builders.
Thank you for
Thank you, sponsor.
sponsoring.
So,
Thanks to do.
all right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, we'll see you a day late next week.
Okay, yes, it is.
What's that?
No,
man?
honey, that's okay. I went outside.
Yeah.
All right. Signing off.